So today we're going to be talking about another application that might have some utility for fostering community collaboration and has a great integration with our Google accounts. And this platform is called Padlet. Padlet more or less is a virtual bulletin board. It has a lot of utility in being able to have an asynchronous component of your pedagogical plan where people can share and get information. It has a nice interface. It, like Flipgrid, allows you to log in with your Hunter SOE ORG account. Similar to Flipgrid, it does have compliance in that they're not sharing data with FERPA. Of course, we have to be careful then that we don't share the data with anyone or the students. And it hopefully will be available in the Pro feature set will hopefully be made available to faculty members in the very near future. Hunter is investigating buying a large license, and that hopefully will be in place in the very near future. We're joined by two wonderful faculty members today who have done a lot of work with technology and everything else you could imagine, and have always gone out of their way to let me know what they're up to. And I really appreciate them being here today to talk to us about what they've been doing with Padlet. And I'll be introducing them in just a moment. With Padlet, one other thing to keep in mind, Padlet has a lot of K-12 applications. It might be useful for you sharing with your students and their work. We've seen examples of Padlet with brainstorming, getting to know students, biographical postings, surveys, because you can note reactions to postings, real-time updates, summaries of topics with photos, graphics, and text. And graphic organizers, semantic maps. We just saw a presentation a week ago at Columbia with high school students who got these large science grants, called them Brainiacs, and some of them utilized Padlet in almost like a poster presentation way. It was really powerful, and it was interactive, and just instead of having a PDF or a deck. So okay, without further ado, young Hu is here, who is, as many of you know, a long-time faculty member, and you've done everything, right? I mean, you've been here for a long time, and we have Judy Schwartz, who's wears many hats, had an incredible career. It still does have an incredible career in K-12 as an educator in the DOE, special education and technology. And so I was wondering which of you would like to begin then in sharing your thoughts on the platform and maybe some of the examples of your coursework with it.
I'm short. I can go first if Yang Hu doesn't mind.
Great. Thank you so much. Go right ahead then, Judy. Thank you so much.
So I guess in order to show my samples, you need to share your screen, or
I think you're a co-host.
Okay.
Yes, pardon me. Yeah, absolutely.
So share my screen. Yeah?
Yeah, go right ahead, please. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm a little new to Zoom.
No problem.
Okay. Hang on, you guys. Okay. Okay, so I just actually have used well, first of all, hello, everybody. It's good to be back in this crazy time we all find ourselves. This is the first time I had a virtual class where I had never met my students in person. It was quite a trip. But anyway, I have used Padlet just for like an icebreaker. Last year, I taught a SPED 780 class, a study of learning disabilities. And for the first class, I just used it as an introduction. And my students had to introduce themselves. Oh, hold on a second. Yeah. And they had to talk a little bit about their background, provide a picture, and describe what their best way of learning was. Were they a visual learner? Did they like games? So then at the end of that class, hold on a second. At the end of that class, not everybody filled this out, but I wanted to find out what happened to them. It was a summer class. So at the end of June, I guess it was, they had gotten their assignments. So I just asked them, where have I been? Where am I going? We're now all part of a network. In a sentence or two, let us know where you have been and where you are going. And that was kind of a nice way, but not everybody responded. So that was last year. And I'm thinking that I only
We
have.
don't see anything on the screen. We just see the background of your desktop.
You're not seeing my samples?
No.
Padlets, no.
Oh. Oh, then I must be talking to myself. Why is that?
You have more than one screen?
Oh. All right.
Yeah, if you hit share screen again, no worries. You should see one of the options probably is your browser, and we'll just select
Your
that.
full desktop.
Oh, all right. I hope you weren't seeing anything embarrassing.
No.
No. You got a great mortgage rate, though. I mean, I'm just saying that. I like your credit history.
Wait a second. Wait. So share screen, multiple participants.
Yeah, when you share the screen, you should see one of your options probably is your browser.
No,
Your
it's
browser.
desktop. Desktop.
But it's not.
Then your
Is
browser.
it advanced sharing options?
No. Hit the green share screen button, not the little caret next to it.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's not a problem at all.
Can I start all over again?
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
Okay, so sorry. Can you see it now?
We see a white, looks like it's your whiteboard that you may have selected. So
Oh,
I would just click the icon again. And hopefully you'll see then one of your options probably is the browser window.
All right.
Judy, are you using more than one monitor?
No.
Oh.
No. It says you are screen sharing now.
Okay, stop your screen share.
Okay.
No problem. So if you go and, click that share screen icon again, and hopefully then one
So
of
do
those.
I want Google Chrome dashboard? I guess that is what I want, right?
Well, yeah,
Or
you want
Riot.
whatever looks like your sample that you wish to share.
I
Yeah,
don't-
it could be your browser, sure.
I thought it was supposed to be my desktop.
That's okay.
All right, here's my, how about now?
Looks like we're back at the whiteboard.
Why don't we let Young go first?
Yeah,
And
good idea.
I will work with Judy in the chat, and I think the problem is the permissions on her computer.
And now? You're not seeing it now, right?
No problem.
The desktop.
No worries. Thank you, Kenny. Oh yeah, you're already the co-host. So that's, as Kenny's working on that, we'll move to our next presenter. And who's done some also interesting work with it. So go right ahead, please, Young.
Judy has to stop sharing her screen.
I'm still seeing Judy's screen.
Yeah, and there you go. No problem.
Okay, there we go. Hi, everyone. So let me look for my things. I hope I can find it. It's right here. And here we go. Share. Let me see if you can see it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, you have a few Padlets.
Yes. So
You're paying for a pro account, I guess.
yes, I actually splurged and bought the pro account. It's actually not bad. It's $10 a month because I like it so much. So I thought, okay, I'll buy one. And I like it because it's very photo and video friendly. And also the tiles are small enough so it's not intimidating. Students don't have to give you long-winded responses. You can also create things for each of your class and create a folder and put in each class. So what I have been doing is mostly for ice breaking. For example, this is the one that I just sent out to students a week ago. I asked them to put their name and their grade level that they're teaching, one or two things that they enjoy doing this very strange summer, and maybe a new hobby or a new skill they try to develop, and upload a picture to show one of those. So this is what my students have done. there's a lot of travel, planting, food, cooking, and I put one up there for myself as a
Oh, wow.
as a model to say that, you know, my skill was to grooming my dog.
Oh my God, you gotta tell Terry Epstein about that. She loves dogs.
So, and this way, we in our first, they already get to know each other. They can comment on each other's work responses. They feel like they already know each other by name, so that during class they can then talk about, you know, that when they introduce themselves, then people can make connection. Oh, this is, you're Mariel, and I really so this is a good way. And the other thing that you can do, the other thing I did. Was, let me see if I can get to that. Let me stop share and go to a different screen. This one is in my, okay, so so you can actually put your Padlet link. Can you see this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in your course. So last semester I put a Padlet link in my class, and they just did it right in the classroom. And this is actually Xiaochuan gave it to me. And what I like about this is that people can click on anywhere in the map to show where they were born, where they came from, and then they write a little bit blurb about themselves, and then upload a picture. So this way, and I left it in my classroom on the course side. So this way, this is another good way for them to get to know each other. They make. And you can see the diversity of students. And in that class, only 2 people were born in a different country other than the U.S. As you can see, a lot of students were born. I don't know how to move this up so you can see in the United States, in Northeast United States, right? So if you click on any one of it, you get to see I don't know if it's still alive. You get to see the student post about themselves and the picture of them. And so I leave it in here.
That's so cool. It looks eerily similar to what the Office of Clinical Experiences does with the city map on placements. And they show all the various schools the students are working at.
Yeah. So another thing is for another possibility is, let me see if I can get there. Okay. Is that, for example, if you're doing reading responses, I created this one, but I haven't used it. Like what I read, how it connects to my work, questions and comments. And you can use it for your reading response, particularly when we're doing online work. You can have students post their reading responses prior to class. And then during, they can have that portion done at home without taking the class time. Because I know that in my entrance survey, I asked students, what have you learned last semester if you took an online course, if you took remote learning course? What are some aspects of that course that you liked and what you disliked? And many of them said they really liked the shorter session and then the group interaction. So this is a good way for them to interact with each other as they talk about their reading. So I think that's not just reading, they can share videos that they take, their lesson plan or work that they have created, and then they can comment on each other's work. You can do this with a whole group or with a small group. You know, I'm thinking of some of my small group work, I might put Padlet in there for to create some Padlet activities to do. So that's pretty much what I can think of.
What happens when you hit the plus
Question?
then? Is that going to allow you to expand or add then to your column?
Yeah, you hit a plus and this is where you can add things. Anyone can do it.
And we see there's the link where you can have a URL. You can put in multimedia artifacts. I know Judy did a really lovely Padlet on her students where some put photographs of their children. They went in different directions with it, which was really fascinating because you had an open-ended prompt just to build out community. And it really was really powerful. I see, yeah.
And I don't know, Dermot, if you want to show the group how to create these Padlets, because the creating of it is really easy. It's very
Yeah, I could definitely do that if you
so
want.
yeah,
I'll go
I'll
ahead and,
just stop here and
yeah, so as we see here in the Padlet, this is kind of like the main area of your account, and it allows you to join Padlets or create Padlets, and creating a Padlet's a pretty quick process. The interface is, I think, really clean. It allows you then to make, as I said, kind of semantic map kind of Padlets, those column Padlets that we just saw in that previous example, different ways to configure your virtual bulletin board, which I think is a decent way to think about this platform at this time. We have the timeline, all kinds of things. So if we wanted to make a timeline, it basically then defaults into that format, and it allows you to do the title, do your wallpaper, you could have an image, and you can then modify this all you want to get it to where you want it to be. And you then have the address so that your students will have access to it to create, to add to it. So once that's up, you then have the, as we often see in user interface, that lower right-hand corner icon that allows you to drag and drop those almost like a Post-it and modify them. So you can then, begin that process. And of course, you can then, iterate this as much and as often as you please. Pardon me. You can then easily open it back up. You can choose different colors. There's a lot of modification that's allowed within the platform. And as I said, the one thing I saw last week, it was really interesting how some students then, they used Padlets in almost a poster presentation kind of format. It was really quite interesting. I've seen, as I said, with Judy's great work, really having these open prompts and then seeing where the students go with that, in terms of their identity as educators, as family members, as parents, whatever have you. And it might have, Judy, I think it really allowed you to give those students more control over what they were saying and doing, and informed you even further about them, right?
Yeah, yes, and they got an opportunity to know each other. And the other important thing was that I was modeling for them what they could model for their students and they could use in their own classes. And a lot of students have done that as well, use the Padlet in their own K through 12 classes.
So what other kinds of purposes did you find? I saw that one great example of yours where you were having the students really talk about themselves. Were there other instances where you're utilizing the Padlet that you thought were of use?
Well, just at the end of the class, as I said before, I had that post where they were going and, like what their goals were. I haven't really used it all that much, but something, Dermot, I did show it to you the other day. So,
yeah,
obviously I was able to show it to you for some reason. So I'm confused. Anyway.
Not a problem at all. I'm confused all the time, Judy. Don't worry. That's why, as many faculty will tell you. So the good news is, hopefully, we're going to be able to get folks the professional settings and accounts in the near future. But you could go ahead and sign up currently. The limitation being it's only up to 3 Padlets, which goes quick. Of course, you can erase the Padlet and begin a new one. It's not a problem at all. And, the students then could possibly have application for them in their K-12 settings or what have you. Are there any questions at this point then about this platform?
I want to add something. So one thing I think works really well with remote learning is that it can be a really great tool for engagement of students. For example, as they come into your Zoom classroom, you can post an entrance survey on Padlet and post a question or two, so that as they come in, they go to the Padlet and they put in their response to your entrance survey. And also at the end of class, you can post a exit survey and then they, and tell them, fill out the exit survey and you can leave. I have an example of it that I can show you
That'd be great.
real quickly. For example, this is an exit slip. Can you see it?
Also to theirs, because it just was so much more personal for a course that you never see your students. And I think it helped them too, and they were seeing people's responses asynchronously to be able to know who was talking to them, and they could go, and they had relationships that way, which was kind of nice this summer. So I think Padlet would offer that too.
And then, of course, they'll be able to access it even if that course gets archived in Classroom or they're no longer matriculated or something comes up with Blackboard. The Padlet's still there, beyond the embed, which probably has some use. So I just was wondering, are there any other questions or comments about Padlet? Well, we can definitely help you set up those accounts and give you technical support and support your students if you end up choosing to do that, or Flipgrid. And we're always kind of looking for new platforms, so to further inform all of us. So if you do come across anything that you think has utility, please let us know so we can get the word out. I just really, again, want to thank our faculty guests today. You both did a wonderful job. We really appreciate your input. And I thank all of you for coming today. I guess then we'll just end a little early unless there are any questions or comments. Okay. Well, hey, thank you so much. I hope you be safe. And thanks again for coming today.
Let me just make a quick point that Hunter is investing in an institutional license. Right now, they're trying to work that out. You know how slow the purchasing system is at Hunter. So they started that process late last week. And hopefully by the end of this week, maybe we'll have some news about it. I'm just waiting to hear from that. Once that goes through, you can request an account through the help desk. And if you already have an account, there should probably be a way that you can migrate a free account into the Hunter Pro license.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to copy all my tablet to Hunter account.
Yeah.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah.
We'll get the
I have a
word out.
question. Yeah, mine is actually not a question. I have seen and tried my hands at the platform called Seesaw. I don't know if you're familiar. It's more a platform with lots of content. The teachers can sign up for free. And the wonderful part of it is that there's a library of resources by grade level, by subject level, whether it's social studies, language arts, writing, reading, phonics. And there are already different materials, learning materials, activities created for different level students. And the wonderful part is that if you like a certain activity, you can actually tailor it for manipulate it and edit it so that you can use that for your purpose. You can also create new ones. So I have redesigned one of my assignments for students to create a word sorting or teaching grammar activity through that platform. And I think it'll be wonderful if we can look into a professional account, because that for free account, the limit is you can only have one co-teacher. I don't know if there are other limitations, but there's apparently no limitation in terms of access to the online resource and library. So,
Wow. I mean, do you want to show your? Do you want to show that?
Yeah. People are interested. I can show you what it looks like.
That'd be great.
It's right here. Let's see, where are things? So there is a journal section, and you can give assignment that students can. So this is a word sort activity that I try to create, and you can store your activities here.
Young, I think we're still seeing the map.
You're still
We're
seeing the
still
map?
seeing your Padlet map.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Let me go back and try again. Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what it looks like. The teacher account looks like. So here on this side, this is your control panel. There's a class journal where you can assign work for students and activities where you can either create activities or use resources, and skill level. So let me just show you the library, so you can see what it looks like. Where is it? Browse the activity library. So in the library, you can choose a grade. For example, if you're teaching the 5th grade, and if you want to look for, say, language arts, you see, this is all the subject areas. So if I'm looking for English language arts,
Wow.
and I can search, okay, I want a reading response. And then all kinds of reading response template will show up. So I'll say, okay, let me see what this one looks like. This one looks like, so there's a book, here you have the book, here's the activities. And then once you create it, or you can just borrow this, it becomes the thing in your own library. You can put it in these are the things that I was playing with in my own library. And then you share this with students, and students can then work on your activity. There's also a portal that parents also have access to it. So parents can help the kids. So I learned this from my students who were teaching online last semester. So they use this to teach, and then this way they get to, there's a class grid. You can see who's done the activity, and parents can leave comments. So I definitely want to use this with one of my assignments. And my students, some of my students who are using it are way ahead. I mean, I actually asked them for suggestions on how I can ask my students to create activities on Seesaw and then turn it in as an assignment. So I highly recommend, and I hope that you will look into this, and this may be one thing that we can have. But for now, the free teacher account, it works.
Wow.
Young, can you go back to the search thing where it said higher education? Like you went to 3rd grade and then you went, or 5th grade, and then the drop down, the all subjects maybe. Can you go to the all subjects?
Yeah.
What's the higher education like for 5th grade? Is that, let's keep going down to higher education. Oh,
Nothing.
yeah, okay.
Well, you probably have to choose higher education, right? I don't know.
No, I don't know. I
There's
thought
that.
maybe it was like, maybe it's a video with narration about the different kinds of questionings you can do in a conference. So we would use it with
Right.
students who are going to school to be teachers.
Right.
That's what I
But-
thought it was, but
Yeah,
there's nothing there.
there's nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
The only thing that you have to be careful is that there's a distinction between original work and work that you tailor from other people. And everything here in the library is free to use and modify. But teachers create things and they sell it on teachers. Teachers pay for teachers. So that's the only one thing that you probably need to be mindful of. Yeah, so that's it.
Wow. Okay. Well, I put the link then to sign up for one of those accounts if it interests anyone. Maybe this is the replacement for our beloved Digication.
Yeah, and I think that if when I revamped my assignment, I thought, well, we're doing online. They probably will be doing online or partially online. I might as well ask them to do work for me that they can actually use online. So that's why I looked into this and really love it.
Seesaw.
Seesaw.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, no, Padlet will forgive you, but I mean, it's always good to look at other platforms. Okay. Yeah.
I don't get
Okay.
any promotion.
Yeah, I'm not getting paid by Seesaw, okay? Padlet is, come on. No problem. Well, hey, everyone, thank you so much. Unless there are any other comments or questions, we really appreciate your time today. And have a great semester. God bless all of you. We're in your corner.
Thank you, Dermot.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Kenny.